Hello, welcome back to Surviving with Celia. I have no idea what episode this is. It's 11. Today's guest is good friend and comedian Roberto Alonzo Elizabeth Maebe.
Hi. Not my middle name. It's Edward, but yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like an Elizabeth. I could see it.
I thought I looked like an Alonzo.
That's one of my favorite bits. Hold on, we'll get to that in a sec. And then we've got my co-host Eric Biggs. My friend Hector is off screen being a cuck.
Yeah, watch us, Daddy.
And then our chief cuck in-house, which is an alpha move, is our producer JP Boo. Just a reminder, we are produced by the Birthday Boys. But yay!
Woo.
Excited to have you here, Rob.
Excited to be here. When did you become Oprah?
It's my fucking
We've never talked that formal to each other ever. It just feels weird.
Hello, joining us here today.
Yeah, it's just excited to have you here, Rob. When normally it's like, what are you doing, dumb bitch? Like,
She called you a dumb cunt off air. I
I
heard
know. It's just shocking.
A dumb cunt. I called him the dumb cunt.
Oh.
Not to pull anything from behind the curtains, but right before we started filming, she was like, don't expect me to be good at spelling. And then she's like, so excited to have you here, my good chum.
My comrade.
My comrade.
My fellow.
One of my age-old companionships.
Yeah.
Longtime acquaintance.
First-time caller, though.
Yeah, first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Elizabeth thing from fucking Mel Brooks. That's one of my favorite bits.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to, like, when I propose to men, because that's fun to do.
When I propose,
Nobody said yes yet.
you are the only person I know that would do that as a running bit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like going around like, oh yeah, I just proposed to random guys.
When I'm proposing to dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
But
just,
I always say their middle name's Elizabeth. Because, yeah, from the producers, it's like Adolf Elizabeth Hitler.
Yeah. AEH.
Yeah. Forget who the other Elizabeths were.
The
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Elizabeth Hurley. You remember her? She was
Yeah.
bedazzled.
What's the name of that bitch? Elizabeth
Hurley.
Well, there's Hurley. I was thinking about that hoe from Handmaid's Tale. Elizabeth Moss.
Oh, the girl with the fucked up face.
That's not nice.
She's like,
She's very attractive, given what she's...
She's
Sure.
doing the best she can with what she has.
and I'm very attractive given what I've been given, I guess.
You couldn't even trim your beard hairs for this.
I know. I put in no effort.
Yeah.
You're wearing sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, I'm wearing pants.
I know, me too.
Last time I Winnie the Pooh'd it.
Really?
Yeah. It was very upsetting.
I'm sure.
It smelled like fish for weeks.
I was going to say, that must have smelled terrible.
Yeah. This is a big camera up kind of podcast.
That's
you know?
good. Get me from the tits up.
haven't
They're my
fucking
best
showered.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
You're wearing like a mullet outfit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like business up front and party down below.
Yeah. I wanted to be comfortable and I didn't want my ass to stick to the seat.
That makes sense.
And also, I'm not saying I didn't do my laundry and my entire suitcase is dirty laundry,
Yeah, mine too.
but it is. So I'm going to see if my sister will let us. Oh yeah, we're on tour right now. It's going weird.
Yeah, you guys are on the road to Skankfest, essentially,
No,
right?
can't call it that anymore.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
it's
edit
now
that.
called
It's
the Road to Vegas.
Yeah, it's called No Sleep Till Vegas.
No,
What?
sleep till
We can't
Vegas.
use Skankfest branding.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. Never mind. You
Like, they don't have to
You guys
edit
are
it out,
on
we
the road
corrected it.
doing some shows, so
We're going to places and
You
You
can
can
saying
just bleep
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
That'd be better that way.
yeah, they're on the you know, yeah. But yeah, say is this your first time going to do that show?
No, I was there in 2022.
Okay.
Just getting wild and getting in the mix of things.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, him and Hector kept taking my artist badge because they wanted to wear the artist badge.
No, what happened is not me. I didn't take it.
You did a couple times.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
No, dude,
Yeah.
you're drunk. You don't remember things right.
No, I remember things fine.
Hector had that
Ish.
little fucking wristband thing.
He did, but you both kept asking to wear my artist badge.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. What happened is I was in Phoenix. I submitted. I didn't get in, but then like 12 comics that did get in called me and were like, "You should come down here." And I was like, "All right." So then, through all sort of finagling, I got on a few shows, and then I got a sheath underwear sponsor. I don't even think people that were on Skankfest got a sheath underwear sponsorship, but I got one. It was fun. And also they put out a bunch of posters to sign, and I was just in the green room, so I just signed them all. So all the posters that year have my signature on it, even though I wasn't like an official person. I did 3 sets, did 4 podcasts, got
I
a
didn't
sheath
even sign
underwear.
it.
I know.
Okay, so getting Sheath underwear sponsorship, how did that work?
I was doing a podcast in the green room about fights. Some guy goes, "It looks like you've been at a bunch of fights," and I was like, "For sure, dude."
Yeah.
And so we were telling fight stories. One of the guys was fucking laughing in the green room. Like the green room set up like a theater. Mm-hmm. So I see the guy laughing, and when I get done, I go over to where my friends are sitting, which is right by him. He goes, "Hey, dude, you're super funny." And I go, "Thanks." And he goes, "I work for Sheath." And I go, "Fuck yeah, dude, those underwear seem cool as fuck." He goes, "You don't wear them?" And I go, "No, I'm a feature act. I can't afford $30 underwear because they're like $30 a pair." No shade or anything to Sheath. They're amazing fucking underwear.
Yeah, it's just Hanes. You can get a pack for that.
Yeah, you can get 5 of them for like $18.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Sorry, dude, I can't afford them." And he goes, "Here, give me." He was like the head of marketing. He was a long-haired, beautiful, like buff man. He goes,
I think I'd have remembered him.
"Oh, dude, I'll show you pictures afterwards." He goes, "Email me when you get back to town." So I emailed him. I go, "Hey, you told me to email you from beep, you know?" And he goes, "Yeah, what's your address?" And then he just sent me a box full of underwear. And I was like,
fucking awesome, dude.
Nice.
and then I unboxed it like a little fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like I'm not from the unboxing generation.
Yeah.
Or the clout chasing generation, but I definitely need more Instagram followers. So immediately I was like, "Going live! I'm unboxing this Sheath box," and it had like a sweet letter that was like, "We support comedy. We love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing," and all this stuff.
Fucking awesome.
I read it, dude. I wasn't expecting it, so I had my roommate holding my phone as a camera. And I just thought it was gonna be like cool underwear or whatever.
Yeah.
And I started reading it. I started like getting all teary eyed. You can hear me go, "Cut to the underwear." And
Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, there's nothing worse than just like surprise people being overly sweet. And you're like, "God damn it, I didn't expect that happening."
Yeah, dude, I literally thought it was gonna be a box that had some stuff in it, or even funnier if the box was empty, it just had like bricks in it. That would have been funny. But that's all I thought. But it had like a heartfelt letter where it was like, "Hey, we support everything you do," and blah blah blah, and this, that, and the other. And I was like, "That's fucking dope."
Yeah.
I still have the
sweet.
letter. I mean, it's in a storage unit because I'm on the road,
Yeah.
and I had to like downsize my apartment to a van. But it's back up to an RV now.
That's fair.
What van? Okay, what van were you living in?
Oh my god!
Is it
Okay,
a good van?
look, no, it was not. So this
Did the
happened.
air conditioning work in that?
No, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona.
So this was a sweat lodge that you were living in.
I saw spirit fathers for sure. This is what happened. So
Just a hawk on the dashboard.
2 months before my lease was up, I was like, I had this like minivan that a friend had given me. I was driving an Impala and it died. The engine seized up.
Yeah.
And I was like stressing out. My friend goes, "Hey," she has a minivan that she used to drive when she was like a child. That was like a hand-me-down from her grandparents. But then she's like, "I still have it. It's just sitting there if you want to borrow it." And I go, "All right." So I borrow it for a few months, and then she goes, "Hey, if you wanted to store me some cash, you can buy it from me." And I'm like, "All right," because I hadn't even done any work to try to find like a new car or anything. I'm very ADHD, so I'm like, if this is working, I just completely forget about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "All right." I go, "Hey, can I make payments?" She wanted like $2,500 for it, and I was like, "Can I make payments?" And she was like, "Yeah, for sure." So every month I would give her like $200.
Yeah.
For like the first 3 months, and then on the 4th month I was like, "Hey, I had to replace the brakes," and I was like, "So can I pay you next month?" And we're friends, and I know she didn't really need the money, and she knew it was kind of a crappy van. And she'd be like, "Yeah, no problem." So the next month I'm like, "Here's $200." And then the next month after that I'm like, so I had to get all new axles for the thing. It's got like 200. It's an old school Honda minivan. If you've seen Deadpool, it's in Deadpool.
Yeah.
So Honda Odyssey. So, but this was before I decided to move out, and eventually she just goes, "Hey man, you gave me like $1,000. You just want it. Like you've been putting so much money into it already." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's perfect. Thank you so much." And then my lease was coming up, and I was like, watching all these Instagram videos of people living in vans, and I was like, I can fucking do that. I was like, I don't have a payment for the van anymore. I can just build this thing out. It can be all super dope. No. That's like $30,000 worth of work.
Oh yeah.
Instead, I was just putting up silver reflectors in the windows, and I had a twin mattress in the back. I'd taken the seats out, twin mattress, and I had these like USB air fans that I'd turn on, and I would fall asleep in a Walmart parking lot. And then I'd wake up, and during the day it gets so hot, and when you put those reflectors up, it turns the van into like a Hot Pocket sleeve.
Yeah, you're living in an oven.
So I go to sleep and it's pretty nice and the fans are running, but they're USB powered fans. I didn't want to leave the van running all night. I didn't want to get like CO2 poisoning or anything. So I'd fully charge them up. They'd be running when I pass out. When I wake up, they're dead.
Yeah.
The sun's out. I'd just be drenched in sweat and I'd slide the door open and there's always like a weird family getting out of their car. And the mom's like, don't look at him, kids. Like, this is why you don't do drugs. And I'm sweating. I like shake the sweat off like a dog because I'm so fucking drenched in sweat. So it was going a little rough, but I'm a guy with a lot of pride. So I was just like, Nope.
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'll fucking, and then it hit like 122 degrees one day.
Oh, God.
And I was like, this fucking sucks. And Hector, the guy that was just in here, was like, you really living in the van? And I go, yeah, because I was talking about it on stage. And he goes, oh, I thought that was a bit. And I go, no, it's my life, man. And he had an RV that he lived in.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, fucking $200 a month, you can live in the RV. And I was like, done.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the moment he said that at the show, I was like, can I move in tonight? Like, I was just like...
You're like, there's AC in there? Yeah, I'll be there.
But all my friends give me shit because they're like, you live in a van? I'm like, I live in an RV, dude. I've improved. Like, soon it'll be a studio apartment. Like, I'm working my way up. But now, like, I'm going back to Phoenix, and the RV now lives in Pecos, Texas. Because he was like, hey, I'm moving back to Texas. And I was like, cool. So,
the RV has a spotter in it.
Yeah, it's a rat. Dude, we never had rats in... The RV was, like, real nice. Like, shit on it if you want, but it was, like, fucking comfortable.
Yeah,
it's a nice RV.
Get to hang out with one of my best friends. Like, we're just hanging out, watching fucking TV, playing video games, living the life, doing shows. And then when he moved it to Texas... we stayed at his mom's house for like 2 days, and then we went to check on the RV, and literally there was just like a pile of sawdust next to one of his drawers.
Oh, fuck.
And he goes, holy shit. And he opens it up, and there's a perfect circle hole drilled through the door, and then like his socks had like napkins strewn about on it. Like a rat had come and made like a nest.
Yeah.
And she was there, so we're all like hanging out, and he's like, I gotta get this fucking fixed.
Yeah.
But he had to go back to his mom's house for something. So we're hanging out, we're watching a movie, this movie, Becky. And out of the corner of my eye, I see movement, and I look, and out of that same drawer, the rat jumps out, sees us, and goes, and then jumps right back into the drawer. He was not expecting us to be there.
It's like, the rat was like, there's somebody in my new home.
I've had this place for 2 days all by myself.
So, like, I have soy sauce packets and everything. He, like, got into the sweet and sour.
Yeah, he found the condiments, and he was, like, eating it and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He tore through a condom, which, I mean,
and I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm sitting there with a katana, like, waiting for him for 2 hours. And I'm like, I'm going to get him.
And the most blunt katana. Like, if she would have caught him, she would have went right down on his neck, and he would have been like, what the fuck, Rich?
If I hit him hard enough, it's going to break his fucking neck.
Why'd you hit me with a metal stick?
Dude, so we came out to Austin, and he told us, like, the finish of the rat story. And he was like, I got tiny rat traps, like, glue traps.
Yeah.
And he goes, I came back. I had set up 2 of them. I came back, and one of them was gone, and the other had rat hair in it. Like, it's like the dude broke out of the rat trap and took the other one with him. So he's like, my mom has a bunch of stray cats by her house, so he gets these 2 kittens, and he leaves them in the car while he
started off
cleans.
with 1 kitten, but then his mom was like, well, he'll be lonely. So she made him take 2.
So, Jesus. He fucking goes in the RV, and he cleans the whole RV. Because he was like, if this cat's coming in here, I don't want there to be any rat shit. He didn't know if there's any rat poisoning because he had put some rat poison down. He goes into his car, and the cat had shit in his car. And then he moves the cat into the RV, and the cat shits in the RV. And he's like, this is a bad idea. Kittens are too young to be murderers.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Well, saying it's just going to shit.
He just drafted that cat into a war he wasn't ready to fight.
Yeah.
So he leaves, he comes back, and the cat's completely gone now. And he was like, fuck, did it escape? Did it find the rat hole and get out? And then he hears like a tiny noise underneath the driver's seat of the RV. And the fucking kitten is caught in a rat trap.
Oh my God.
So we're passing through that town on our way to Flagstaff, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what's happened. Like, I hope we get there, and like, do you know what a rat king is?
Yeah.
It's where a bunch of rats combine their tails to form like a massive like structure.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's sitting in the driver's seat.
Just trying to drive down.
Yeah, just trying to move.
It passes you guys on the way into town. You're like, what the fuck?
Don't put that evil on Hector.
I love it.
That's fucking wild, dude.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah, so now I gotta when this tour is done, when we go to that festival that we're not talking about.
Yeah.
After that,
I think we can talk about the festival.
Yeah, we can talk about the
say
actual festival. Celia's on it this year. I'm doing Naked Roast, maybe, possibly. So, Mike Harrington, one of the producers, was like, "Hey, our roster's full, but we'll throw you an artist badge. You can hang out and kick it. And then there's one person on the Naked Roast that's pregnant, and if she goes into birth before she roasts, here's the guy she's battling, write jokes for him, and then you can fill in. But either way, you can just come hang out." I'm like, all right.
The fun part is you kind of look a little pregnant now, so like.
Dude, that's the whole
you're
thing.
the perfect
I know
stand-in.
he's gonna say something about it, like, oh, went from one pregnant bitch to another pregnant bitch. It's fine.
Right.
I'm really hoping this dude has a massive dick because it's Naked Roast, so they're completely naked. But he's like 110 pounds, so I'm hoping that he has a massive dick, so I can be like, oh, that's where all the nutrients went. You know?
It's okay. Oh, this isn't gonna air for a while, by the way.
That's fine. It'll come out afterwards, and then you can do like a quick like pop in where it's like he did say that joke and it bombed super hard.
Yeah. It's all like, where are they at now?
Yeah.
Just pans to him in a different van. But
it's a newer Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
So.
A 2012 version.
So, since we are talking about like the van life and like living the RV and shit, like you talk about it in your set, but you were homeless growing up, right?
I was a homeless child
As a
until
kid,
I was 9.
Yeah. What was that like? Wanna talk
Shitty?
about surviving that?
Shitty? It was pretty cool. Like, I liked it a lot.
I love not having a home.
I'm really big into camping, so.
I gotta go to the park every day.
Dude, my dad had a gambling problem, and he was like criminal, I guess. I don't want to say too much about him. We don't talk. I feel weird talking shit about him when he's not going to be able to defend himself because we don't talk to each other.
Let's patch him in, call his dad.
Dude, I would do it right now. So we lived in a bunch of cities for like 6 months, and we were like homeless for most of them. In Phoenix, we lived in a homeless shelter that was a converted apartment complex where it was for families.
Yeah.
But you got lucky because you were a kid, so you got to stay at the nicer homeless shelters.
Yeah, dude. If I was a kid, it was out of my control. Yeah. So if I'm an adult and I'm homeless, that's all on me. Yeah. There's no luck involved. I fucked up somewhere. Yeah. But so it was like an apartment complex that they converted, and you had to have one of the parents had to have a job.
Yeah.
And you could live there rent free while you got back on your feet. And our neighbor next door was this dude that had like an infant. And my dad and him hit it off. They were like best friends for a minute. They actually started like a daycare at the homeless shelter because they were like, there's an old like rec center thing that's not being used. Let's make a daycare out of it. And they were on like the news way back in the day. Now my dad looks like every character of Sons of Anarchy combined into one person. I say that on stage because that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
He's like a burly ass, like skinny, muscular. He looks like Patrick Swayze on drugs.
Yeah.
Just tattooed fucking guy. But you know, he beat me up a lot, but for the most part, like, he was like a kind of quiet, sweet dude. I think he was a guy that was an artist at one point that never got to
make it.
Yeah, he went into Vietnam and then he did a bunch of construction. He joined a motorcycle club. I'm not going to say their name, but they're the most famous motorcycle club.
Yeah.
And he met this guy that was the complete opposite. He's like this Latino fucking like ladies man, fucking cool guy. And they were like hitting it off. Then my mom ran away with that guy, but
a true ladies man. Fucking that guy was through the core a ladies man.
But less of a ladies man because he did become my stepfather for from 96 or no, way before that. From 91 to 2012 when he died. He stayed with my mom the whole time.
Oh, okay.
They just had like a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And also she was with my dad for 13 years before that, and he beat her up, he beat me up. He couldn't ever get his shit together.
Yeah.
But so we were homeless a lot. Dude, the reason we lived in Amarillo, Texas for a while, and look, I don't think I've ever told you the story, but my mom runs away.
Yeah.
My dad.
Ladies, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking runs away while me and my little brother are at a water park that the homeless shelter had taken us to. My dad's out of town. That's when she was like, this is the perfect time to do it, you know? So I come back drenched in water and have to stay at a neighbor's house. But also a homeless neighbor.
Yeah.
That's an oxymoron, but.
Yeah. I said here, my homeless neighbor's
homeless
house.
neighbor. You know, he didn't have a house, but I'm staying at his house. But for a day until my dad got home, and then my dad's just ruined. I could see it on him. He was no, she fucking left. And like, he was trying to be better. Like, he was doing this construction job. He was trying to like get his shit together. So we lived there for like 6 months, and then my mom reaches out to him and she's like, hey, I want to see the boys. And he's like, all right. And she's like, can I have them sleep at our house? We have a house now. And he's like, fine. She ends up kidnapping us. She lied about the house, where the house was. It was it was a different house, but she was like, sorry, I would have took you guys with me when I could, but we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we had to figure it out first.
Yeah.
So my dad tracks her down through some contacts that aren't necessarily like legal.
Yeah.
Storms the house with a gun, takes us back, and then he goes, we're leaving. I go, where are we going? I think I was 7 at the time. I was like, where are we going? And he goes, Amarillo, Texas. I know a guy that owns a shitty hotel there, and I fell through the steps and I broke my leg, and I didn't sue him because he offered me a free hotel room for as long as I want. So I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to Texas. But my dad didn't have a car, so we hitchhiked. I'm 7, my brother's 5, my dad's a murderer looking dude. Hitchhiked from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Amarillo, Texas. It was tough in the winter. Going through Flagstaff, it was like snowing and stuff, but we made it. And then, so I spent my time from Amarillo, Texas to here, back and forth. I go back and forth between the two.
God damn. And you were 7 whenever all
this happened? Yeah, I was
happened?
7. And then my dad met my stepmom when I was like 8 at a bingo hall. She only agreed.
Romantic.
She only agreed to go on a date with him because she thought he was a guy from America's Most Wanted, which was a TV show. He's laughing. You're not. It's a TV show about the top most wanted people, and she wanted the reward money.
That's fucking amazing.
Turns out it was not, but he's a charming dude.
That's a savvy bitch, dude.
Yeah. She was like, I recognize this fucking guy. I'm getting those monies.
Yeah.
But met at a bingo thing. They hit it off. They ended up getting married. I went from being like a 7-year-old white boy with 1 brother to a 9-year-old white boy with 2 Mexican brothers and a Mexican stepmom and a bunch of Mexican cousins and a Brazilian little brother. I don't know if he's Brazilian. We still don't know what my brother Jojo is.
Yeah.
I think he's Brazilian. But
fucking collecting kids like Pog cards.
Yeah, dude.
Or what were they called? Pogs?
Pokemon? Yeah, Pogs, the little things.
Yeah, the little circles.
Yeah, Pogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I spent my time going between Amarillo, Texas, which is kind of like rural and weird, and then Phoenix, where we lived in like the worst fucking neighborhoods, like straight up like cholo gangsters trying to jump me into gangs constantly. So I feel like it molded me into like this weird person that sees like a lot of different angles on things.
Indeed. Also, can you bear me?
Yeah.
Victory.
That's absolutely insane. So, holy shit. So, did your mom stay with her dude and your dad stayed with...
Yeah, my dad and my stepmom are still together.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And so, your mom had a house whenever they went and like took you.
Yeah. It was a house in the hood, but a house.
Well, yeah, but a house, you know, a place to have you at. That's Jesus fucking Christ. There's so much.
Dude, I think
much there.
I think one of the reasons I like living or like being on the road a lot is because I like staying in hotel rooms because I'm so used to it as a kid. Because if we weren't homeless, we were living in a hotel room. Oh, yeah. So like a hotel room feels like home to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when I was 14 in Amarillo, Texas, I was like this little like confused kid. Like I was like, I loved rap music, but I loved punk rock music. I was like a little punk rock kid in a West Texas town where you're not really supposed to be a punk rock kid. And this kid that I looked up to was like badass, full on like mohawk, didn't give a fuck. And we always used to hang out. And one night, outside of like a breakfast, like a diner place. He got in a fight with a bunch of jocks and like a bunch of people. There was like a massive fight and he got fucking murdered. He got ran over by a car. Holy fuck. It shook me to my core. I came home, I was crying. I was telling my dad, I was like, Brian got murdered. Da, 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 da. Like one of the few times where my dad was like top-notch grade A dad. Yeah. He just like hugged me. He's like, it's gonna be all right, you know? So that rocked me. I went on like a drinking spree because it was in December. As like a 13, 14-year-old kid, I just started drinking a lot. New Year's Eve was my dad's birthday. I spent New Year's Eve out drinking. Yeah. I came back 2 days later, and he was being loud, and I was like, shut the fuck up. My dad's a scary dude, but I was drunk. I was angry. He goes, what'd you say? I go, I told you shut the fuck up. He's like, let's go outside. So we go outside. He grabs me by my hand, like a handshake, and he goes, you know, I love you, right? I go, yeah. And then he just pulls me in and just starts hitting me. And he beat the shit out of me. Like, I passed out, and then when I woke up, he was like,
Jesus.
You gotta go to Phoenix. You can't live here anymore. He was like, nobody disrespects me in my own house, which I get. So I went to Phoenix. Dude, he ragdolled me, too.
Your response being like, well, I get it. That's fucking, that's wild, dude.
That's why I'm super nice if I'm ever in your house, dude. I could have been like, Miller, like shit, but I'm not gonna be like,
yeah.
So.
Oh my God.
No, the craziest part of that is that was like the most traumatic like 3 weeks of my life, and all ending like beginning with my friend Brian getting murdered. One night I'm hanging out with this girl, and she's like, let's watch something on TV, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. What do you want to watch? She's like, I don't know. Let's scroll through. I'm scrolling through on Peacock, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I started watching it. It's a movie based on that night. It's on. I've only been able to watch it once. I cried the whole way through. It's called Bomb City. And it's literally like a dramatic recreation of like the most traumatic experience of my life.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, when I saw the trailer, I messaged a friend of mine who I grew up with in Amarillo. I was like, hey, Joe, I was just thinking about you. And he's like, have you seen the trailer for Bomb City? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, we fucking live that. And I was like, I know, dude.
Yeah.
So who played Brian?
Nobody played anybody. Yeah. They combined a bunch of the characters into like less characters. So there's a guy that played Brian for sure.
Yeah.
But weirdly, the guy that murdered him. So the whole thing was about how Texas was like, the guy that killed him was just having a little boyish fun and accidentally murdered this guy. And look at this guy, he has a mohawk and fucking listens to punk rock music. You know, they changed his name. The guy got probation. He said his family's an upstanding member of the city.
Of the community.
Yeah, so he's on probation for 10 years for murdering somebody. But 3 years later, I think he was at Texas Tech. He got a minor under the influence, and that violates his probation. Boom, right to prison for murder.
Well,
Time.
I mean, the justice system didn't do it, but at least it worked out that he went to prison for being a piece of shit.
Dude, the fucking guy that they got to play Brian fucking nailed it. 80%, 90%. But there was like a lot of different people in our circle, and they kind of just started like combining people, it looked like.
Yeah.
But his story got told.
Did anybody that you know like get talked to about like setting up the movie or anything like that?
It was a guy from Amarillo that made the movie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Weirdly enough, MTV came out when it happened.
Yeah.
And interviewed one of my friends, and he was wearing a shirt that said MTV sucked. Like, we were all there. We were all like at our high school, and fucking they would come in and be like, hey, if you guys want to be interviewed. And he was wearing a shirt that said MTV sucks, but when it aired, it said Adidas. Like, they digitally changed what his shirt said.
Wow. Dude, that's fucking wild. That even back in, like the 90s, you said?
Yeah, this was 97 when that happened.
Yeah, so like even in like the 90s, they still had enough technology to be like,
to be
we
like,
don't want
nope,
that.
we're going to change this.
Yeah.
Dude, Marilyn Manson was speaking at some like conference at the time, and he was like, in the middle of it, I remember because years later somebody sent it to me, and it was something about like the youth and all this. It wasn't like a concert. And he was like, yeah, he was like Brian Deneke, he was a small boy, and he like told the whole story, and I was like, that's fucking dope. Like this dude's, in 97, he was like the biggest rock star in the world.
Yeah.
And he did this like interview where he was like, let's talk about this kid that fucking died.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, not cool, but it's cool, but
yeah,
it's not the.
Well, it's nice that it's getting to be remembered, like that's getting some light shown on it at least. Dude,
there's a picture of him with his mohawk, and he's wearing like a white shirt, and it's like covered in blood. From like, I think it was like a short film or something he was doing. And it's my favorite picture. He's like all smiles and shit. And if I ever get a Netflix special, I'm gonna have that printed on a shirt, and I'm gonna wear it through the whole special.
Aw, that's sweet.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking cool. There's a guy from Amarillo named Stanley Marsh. He was like a famous, like, eccentric artist guy.
Yeah.
He used to go to your house if you owned your own property and give you $10,000 to put a sign in your front yard that looked like a road sign, but it would say things like, how come all the girls I date are crazy? Or she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. So if you ever drive through Amarillo, Texas, it's just all these weird signs. Have you ever seen the Cadillac Ranch?
Yeah, I actually just went there not long ago.
Stanley Marsh is the guy that did that too.
Okay, that's awesome.
He also funded the first skate park ever in Amarillo, Texas. Back when nobody had like skate parks unless they were like a thing you had to pay like $25 a day to skate at. He talked to local area into like giving up the land, and then he had a bunch of skaters like design the park, and he paid for all the wood and had it all made and shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley Marsh is a bad motherfucker. I think he might be dead, but.
That's awesome. Well, it's that Amarillo is one of those towns that, I mean, I'm from Missouri, so like it's one of the, like, you hear about cities, but I never really knew a lot about it. Like, I didn't realize Cadillac Ranch was there until me and my wife went up to Denver, and we were driving past, and I was like, that's that fucking thing I've heard about. Stop. I was like, turn around. So, like, we turned around, and then we're like, you know, went out and looked at it, and we're like, okay, I know this is a thing, and we had to, like, look it up, like, what is the place with the cars in the ground?
Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah, that place is very, very cool.
So wait, what is, like, how did it come to be?
This artist, Stanley Marsh, who was like this eccentric guy, I think his family had oil money or something, paid to buy a bunch of Cadillacs and bury them like halfway up in the ground like this. It's just like it's like a mile, and it's just Cadillacs buried.
So it kind of looks like in Tremors when they're like pulling the car underneath. Like
but it's a bunch of them, and then you can go with spray paint and spray paint the cars, and then he just once a year he pays a bunch of local kids way too much money to go and paint it white again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I didn't know that.
Also, the signs thing, if he came to your house and offered you money, he would write you the check, and then a week later, like, some punk rock kids would come and be like, we're here to put the sign in, and he would pay us for that. Well, not me, I was too young, but he would pay, like, Brian and shit to do it.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
Yeah, see, I thought the whole bury the Cadillacs thing was cool, because it was supposed to... Originally, it was made to show the evolution of the tail fin of the Cadillacs.
Oh.
And then, you know, because it had like a long fin, and then it just changed over the years. And then people started going out and just like painting on it. And instead of being like, oh, we're going to like set stuff up and not let people come out here and
security,
blah, 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 they just went, cool, paint it, make it your own thing. So it was like such a neat thing of like letting art become art however it's going to be. And I was like, this is such a cool, weird thing that you find just like in a random town in Texas.
Well, that's the best way for art to happen. It has to naturally evolve. You can't force it.
Did you used to tag shit?
Yeah, I grew up painting graffiti. That was the Phoenix side. So in Texas, I would skate, and then I'd go to Phoenix and I would skate a little bit. But like when I used to love drawing superheroes. Yeah. And when I was like 13, I was living out here because I would go back and forth like every 6 months. So I'd usually do a year of school in Phoenix, a year of school in Texas, and go back. And my little brother was in there visiting. I had a brother, Dan. I still do. I said had like he's dead. He's there. He's sitting in upstate New York chilling. But
he may as well be dead if he's in New York.
No, he's living his best life. He finally got off probation. He can leave the state. What's up, buddy? I'm very proud of you. If you see this, just know I'm proud of you. I'm not shitting on you. He had aggression. I used to have aggression problems. I used to fight a lot, and then he inherited those. I think we both got them from my dad originally, but one too many assault charges after a few nights of drinking got him where he couldn't leave the state for 7 years. But now he's gonna come visit me at some point.
I'm not allowed to own a gun for 7 years.
Well, that makes it. You should never own a gun. Like, you get depressed.
I know, like, I get a handgun, but I'm not flexible enough to shoot myself with a rifle. I can have that for hunting.
Yeah, but you have close friends that'll do it. Like,
I have asked you to kill me so many times.
I know. I'm saving them all up for when you really piss me off.
That's fair.
I'll just be like, look at this text I got. See, she wanted me to do that. They're like, it's from 6 years ago. I'm like,
So, like...
Took me a while to get around into town. Come on.
Just told me you had to save for the gun.
Yeah.
It's like I wanted to be registered.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I went to Phoenix one time, my little brother who was visiting was like, I know a guy who draws too. Come to his house. There's this kid named Carlo. And I walked into his house and his bedroom was just like tagged, like the whole thing was tagged. And he was my age and like amazing like pieces and not just like a normal like write your name, but like 3D where it's all interconnected and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, dude. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I write Dome that was my graffiti name. And I was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was like, what's your name going to be? I was like, I don't know, Demo. He was like, you just took the O and the E and switched it. I go, yeah, man, I'm learning. And he was like, cool. And then I just became Demo for like 10 years. Like people would see me and be like, Demo, what up? You know, like.
Oh, so there's like you
I'm
have like a
learning
name
a lot
as a
about.
tag.
Well, you just write the same tag every time. You can't use your real name because.
Well, because then they're gonna come find you.
I can't put Rob Maybe. People will be like, I know that guy.
Rob.
Yeah,
there's millions of Robs.
Find him.
But weirdly enough, we got so so big. They call it all city, where you're just getting your name everywhere. That a cop followed us one night. I was like taking pictures of us and shit. We got in a ton of trouble. Damn. But it's funny, before that, he would come to Carlos' house. Yeah. And be like,
the cop?
Yeah, and he'd be like, we have a warrant. And then we would go in the backyard. We used to paint in his backyard he had cinder block walls. Yeah. But we'd only paint our mom's name. So like he'd walk out and it'd be like Judy, Rosa, like all on the walls and shit. And he'd be like, motherfucker, because he thought he would be able to get us, because he would see like the paint coming up from behind the wall. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. See, I just always thought it was just you go write and paint with kind of whatever you want.
No, you got to keep your same name. You're trying to build what they call fame. You know, like you want another tagger to see you and be like, it's classic.
Like a game recognized game kind of situation.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of it now, but like back in the day,
yeah, you are an adult.
Yeah, dude.
I want to buy him spray paint.
Especially in Arizona, when you turn 18, it's 6 months jail time, mandatory the first time you get caught. Holy fuck. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna chill on this. But you can't buy your spray paint. If you're a graffiti artist, you gotta steal it. Like it's looked down upon to buy your stuff. That's like if you.
Could I not just buy it and you steal it from me?
No. That's like me writing jokes for you. Like you could do it, and people would be like, oh well, I guess Rob writes their jokes, but a lot of people look down on you. We used to go into Michael's on a Tuesday. Michael, do you guys have Michael's craft stores out here? And it was me, Carlo, and another guy named Jerry. And Jerry would go up to like the two employees, because on a Tuesday at like fucking 9 a.m., there's not a lot of employees at Michael's because everybody's working. There's not a lot of people there. So Jerry would go up and be like, hey, my mom sent me to get this styrofoam stuff. And as she's distracted, we would go into like the back area, just grab cases of paint and put it out the back door. Yeah. And then after like 10 minutes, we'd walk by him and give him a look. And he'd be like, I'll come back. I got to get more information. And then we go around the back and put it all in a shopping cart and just have paint for like fucking weeks.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm admitting to it. I think the statute of limitations passed. I'm 40. That was when I was like 14. I like how
this is like the second episode where we learned how to do criminal shit. Yeah. Or like, how many like people have we talked to and we learned better crimes?
Getting by with Celia Contreras.
Yeah.
Well, that's survival too. So like sometimes you need to know how to steal spray paint.
This is allegedly.
Yeah. This is all for entertainment purposes.
This is for entertainment purposes, yes.
I've never been in any crimes.
That's fair. So we actually have something in common, mental illness-wise.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, bipolar.
All right. Yeah, we're both bipolar.
I don't know if I am anymore. Look.
Well, like it disappeared. Did a charming Latino man come and take your bipolar?
Yes.
He wore wings.
Yeah. I drank Red Bull. It flew away. No, I was diagnosed when I was 25 in a mental institute. So that doesn't count. Look. They're just trying to get you in and out.
Yeah, they're going to find something wrong if you're there, right?
A friend of mine tried to kill himself, and I went to visit him in the hospital. Like, he took a bunch of like pills, and they pumped his stomach, but he was like in the hospital, and they made a nurse sit with him so he didn't try anything again. And I was tired, and apparently I thought I went to sleep, but apparently I told the nurse, like, I get why you did it. Nobody should fucking live. This place fucking sucks. And immediately she was like, you also have to go.
Beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So she was immediately like, hey, you're saying you're going to hurt yourself. But really I was saying, no, the world sucks, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to go out, and then they diagnosed me. I had to spend 5 days in a hospital. But yeah, bipolar and ADHD. But they prescribed me medication for both of them. And now my mood is kind of like stabilized, I think. I'm still ADHD as fuck. Like, it takes me forever to finish a project because I'll be like super into it, and then somebody will like text me and I'll be like, oh. And I'm like, I don't know if William Dafoe was in the new Spider-Man, and then I'll start looking that up. And but the bipolar thing, the swings aren't as bad anymore, but it still happens occasionally.
Yeah.
But I think I might just have depression because I don't remember being manic very often.
Well, there's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2.
I'm 2.
Yeah, 2 is where you're regular, then you're sad. When you're regular, then you're sad.
That's just depression though, right? Isn't depression when you're regular and then you're sad?
Kind of, but like depression is more consistent sadness, if that makes sense. And like also it like happens for no reason.
Yeah, so I don't really get mania. Yeah. So I got the worst bipolar because I never feel great.
Yeah, I got locked up my first time for being too fucking happy.
Got locked up, won't let me out. Sorry.
I was Jesus Christ and a killer whale, and then they threw me in the cop car and took me to the psych ward.
Dude.
It's a very rude way to treat the Messiah.
Can we get video of that?
This is where we're going to do a live recreation on.
Just do the fucking thing. Like, they had me and my sister put my hands up to prove I didn't have weapons.
Can we pull body cam footage?
Yeah. That'd be cool. Like, I can ask, but they'll probably say fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is footage somewhere.
Well, when was it?
Ooh, it was like
Before 2008?
After, because it was like 3 months after I started doing comedy, or like 6 months or something like that.
When did you start doing comedy?
2016,
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I thought you were going to say 2008. Like, I don't know. I said 2008, and you said 3 months after, and I was like, did you start in 2008? I remember when you started.
Yeah.
I had already hit my first milestone of wanting to quit.
Yeah.
Are you a comic too?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And now you live out here?
Yeah.
Chasing the dream, or you were forced to move out here?
Forward with the dream, fully.
Okay.
I'll say I uprooted my wife's life and upset her.
How's that working?
It's happening.
Well, they weren't married when he uprooted her life, so she's still
Fuck yeah, and
likes
then
him.
she moved here, and you're like, I gotta lock her in.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I was like. If you're gonna move across the country, for me to do this dumbass thing,
There's no going back.
Yeah, I'm like, you're the one. Fucking,
You're
that
like,
happens.
I don't have much to offer right now, but I can show you where a bunch of cars are buried.
Yeah. Watch this. They now I can go home and be like, they repaint them white every year.
Yeah, you learn something new.
We'll give her tips and tricks.
You're like, you want to show up in August because
Yeah.
they paint them in sometime in July. I don't have the exact date, but it's around July. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, hon, get in the car on Saturday.
Yeah.
Drive all the way up there. Look, they're white now.
Make it an event, the painting of the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get there the
Like
first
that.
day, you're like,
Yeah.
boom, we get to see them pristine. Nobody gets to see that.
That's fucking wild.
I wonder if there's somebody who does take pictures like of the art every year at the end before they paint it over.
I hope so.
I'm sure there's got to be somebody that does.
I don't know why we're stacking them up in front of you. Because somebody's going to take a single screenshot of this and be like, she does have a drinking problem.
Yeah. It checks out.
I don't think you have to have proof to sell
Yeah.
that. I mean, you just would say it and she'd be like, yeah, it's fine.
I'm pretty open about it.
Yeah, too open, honestly.
Well, I could be in denial.
No, you could be not in denial, but also keep it to yourself. I touched a penis once. I don't tell anyone about it.
You just told
Until
everybody
now,
that.
all right.
You know I get 200 viewers, right?
Yeah, that's fine. 200. Oh no, one of them. No, it wasn't. It was my dad's. I was 5.
Yeah. Well, and actually joining us right now is
I've
the
also
penis he touched.
Yeah, it's my dad. I'm like,
On this episode of Dateline. Also, I've touched lots of penises.
No, when I was 5, we were actually staying in a hotel because life was going pretty good, and my dad had to get somewhere, so he was like, "We're gonna shower together," and the shower in the hotel was like one of those bathtubs that the hotels they never put down the things to help you from slipping.
The stick pad.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
put the sticky pads because it's a hotel because they're like we don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
think
slipped
they
and I
would.
grabbed my dad's dick.
Did he get a half show?
No, I think it shrunk actually, which is good. My dad's a lot
Well,
of
thank God.
yeah. My dad's a lot of things, but he is not a pedophile. Like,
His penis just it's like this isn't a woman.
Yeah.
It's all like abort.
but yeah, so I've touched one penis that wasn't my own.
I lost count.
Yeah, I know. You've lost count this week.
I haven't fucked any. Wait, did I?
How many penises have you seen?
Okay, that's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, I know.
Are we counting the dog one that I also
Oh my
sent to
god,
these
that
guys?
fucking
Yeah.
dog dick. Did you see it? You guys
She,
see it?
oh yeah, no.
That
she,
was the group chat you were meant to send
Yeah.
it to.
Yeah, no. She texted us. and
Hector,
went,
did you take that picture? Yeah, Hector took that picture.
Was that your dog?
No, his friend's dog.
That's a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. Being like, I'm just taking a picture of your dog, your buddy's dog's dick.
It looks like a dog
It was
dressed like a
impressive.
sheep with a man dick.
Yeah,
That's the altered beast.
these layers.
Yeah. The bad thing is we can't even put a photo of it up.
You could blur it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, our
Look here,
chat, we
guys.
take pictures of weird shit.
Yeah.
My friend our friend Avi actually used to send us pictures of her bowel movements.
Not me, thank God.
I had a buddy that got really into him and a bunch of dudes that he played baseball with. They would all take videos of themselves peeing, but not show their dick.
Yeah. I did that on
We've
accident
done
once.
that.
I never understood that, but it was like a thing, and he would always be like, "This is so funny. Look at all my baseball buddies pissing," and I'm like, this is gay.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but this is there's something gay.
It's
about
a proximity gayness.
Yeah.
Like, all the dicks are too close together.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm getting more comfortable doing weird hooker shit.
Well, that's good. That's where your future's headed. Like, what is weird hooker shit?
I may have masturbated in poor choices and sent the video to somebody.
Okay, don't say you may have. You told me 3 times that you did.
Well, I told you. I didn't tell them yet.
And then you
JP.
tried to touch me. Like, you tried to put your dirty
I
hand
washed
on me
my
and
hands.
Hector.
I washed my hands after.
JP, you might have to cut that out.
Pod is over.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It wasn't at poor choices.
Save,
It was at poor choices.
she was making poor choices at a bar that we can't name.
Well, why would they call it that if they didn't want us to make them?
It's a play on words.
Yeah. The door was locked. It
It's
was
not
the
called
bathroom.
It's not
Money
called
was
finger
sent.
yourself choices.
Yeah.
I'm not following.
Too many years on the streets.
Who, me or her?
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
What? I'm the only one who's masturbated on a Greyhound bus.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
100%. I've never been on a Greyhound bus. I'm gonna be real honest. But
I don't think you're allowed to go back to Missouri if you've never been on a Greyhound bus.
No, he just has a family who loves him.
yeah.
Dude,
Probably take the train or the airplane like a fucking. Just kidding.
I've
I
ridden,
drive. I own a car.
I've ridden on 3 Greyhound buses.
Ooh, look who has some car money?
I once had a girl try to blow me on a Greyhound bus. Well, she said, "I'll blow you. We got nothing better to do." But she had 4 teeth and she was like 70.
That's a lot of years of experience.
I know.
You might have missed out on something magical.
That could have been the
Okay.
best blowjob of your life.
No, it would have been the worst. Look, I have experience with that.
Wait, you have experience fucking bitches with 4 teeth?
No, 70-year-olds.
Fair.
So let's talk about surviving this. Do you remember Queens?
Queens?
Next to Comedy on Main in Mesa?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
I was like, do you mean the city or?
Yeah, no, Queens, actual like Monarch Queens. Like, do you remember Queen
The
Elizabeth?
pizzeria place?
Yeah, the pizza place. They used to do a show there, and I had gotten off stage and I came out to smoke, and they had like a smoking patio with no gate, which
And
they were the
there
only
she
place
was.
I've ever seen. Yeah, there was this like, at first I thought she was cute, like punk rock chick there. And I was like, oh shit, who's... But look, if you have tattoos and you're wearing horizontal stripes, I will talk to you. And I came out and I was smoking, and I see this chick.
Horizontal stripes.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it.
Using horizontal stripes is fucking wild.
I'm fucking Tim Burton. I feels like...
That's what I was about to say.
But so I go out to light my cigarette and I see her.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh hey, hi. I don't recognize that she's 70 something.
The stripes were throwing you off. You
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
see the wrinkles.
Dude, a 4 becomes a 9 real quick in horizontal stripes for me. My friends used to run out of the comedy club. We used to hang out at a comedy club called Scottsdale, Stand Up Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And when the line would line up for the shows, I'd be like in the green room just bullshitting with people, and somebody would come in and be like, Rob, come out here, and I'd be like, 10 people down. I go, oh, I see her. Like, they would point out girls in horizontal stripes. Black and white, my favorite. Black and red, second favorite. But, so this girl,
Something specific.
this girl I fucking fall in love with. Like, I see her and I go, hey, how's your night going? Do you mind if I sit down? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, I'm fighting with my friend. And I go, why? And she goes, do you see him in there? And there's literally a dude standing on the other side of the glass, just red-faced, drinking a beer, like staring at her. I go, the dude with the red face? And she goes, yeah. He thinks just because he can buy me a beer, he bought me a beer, that I should have to go home with him. And I go, yeah, no, that sucks. And she was like, yeah, I shouldn't have to fuck somebody for a beer. He offered to buy me a beer, and now he's making it seem like it's my fault. I go, yeah, that sucks. She goes, all right, we talked for a minute, and then she goes, I'm going to go get another beer. Do you want one? I go, yeah. And she goes, oh, just so you know, I don't assume that you're going to have sex with me just because I bought you a beer. No, she goes, I don't assume that you're going to go back to my house and fuck me just because I bought you a beer. I go, oh, I'm not a back to the house guy. There's an alley right behind this place. And she laughs, and she comes back with the beer. We have another beer. And then she was like, hey, can you walk me? I live 2 doors down above one of these shops. I go, all right. So I'm walking her, and I'm walking up the stairs, and she gets to her door, and the stairs are like super steep, and she opens the door, and I go, have a great night. And she goes, no, come in. And I've realized at this point she's like 70.
Yeah.
And she was like, come here.
She opens the
Except
door,
you.
the light hits her, and
Yeah.
you go, fuck.
She's got 7 Werther's Originals in her hand. But
Yeah, I got oatmeal cookies upstairs for you.
Did you just think she was like a 20-year-old who partied hard?
No, I thought maybe like 48, 49.
Okay.
But in her apartment light, I was like, oh, fuck, she's older. And then she's like, come here real quick. And I go, okay. She goes, give me a hug before you leave. And I go, all right. And she pulls me into her place. And then she literally just like drops her knees and like starts going down on me. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Like, that's fine. And she's like doing her thing and her wig comes off. And I'm like, oh, she's got like her hair underneath like a pantyhose thing. So she had like one of those like flat bangs.
Yeah.
I'm going to blog about you haircuts. But it's a wig and it comes off and she's got pantyhose on. And then she looks up at me, she's a little drunk, and she takes her teeth out, starts going at me again.
Holy fuck.
And I'm like, oh no. And then she looks at me and she goes, come for mommy. And I didn't know I could come soft. Like my dick was completely soft. And I came, like, it was like holding, like, a wrap. Hold on. I think I have something. Like, it was like,
I thought it was
it wasn't hard, but she was like, oh, and then I got it on her face a little bit, and then she, like, lays back on her bed, and I go, my ride's leaving, I gotta go, and I just fucking walked out. The funny thing is, Gordon, do you remember Gordon McKay? He was Scottish, kind of an alcoholic.
It was his grandmother.
No, but he had when he drank, he had a
do.
Scottish accent, and when he drank, you couldn't understand a word he said.
Yeah.
So as I get there, he's
think
walking
I
to his
remember
truck,
that.
we drove together, and he's like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, dude, I did, I had sex with her, and the other comic that was with us goes, I've had a crush on her for so long, and I was like, fuck, dude. And I, like, as I'm saying that, I'm like trying to adjust because we're all in, it's a bench seat in a truck, and I have cum in my jeans, and I'm just like, he's like, you know, I liked her, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, but I was like trying to like adjust my cum pants.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who the comic is that was trying to have sex with her afterwards.
Was it Zoria?
No, he doesn't live in Phoenix anymore. He lives in Vegas.
Zoria lives in Vegas?
No, Zorio, no.
Okay.
Zorio, no.
She's just like, it's him, I know it, I can feel it.
Nah, he doesn't have the game to close with an older woman.
No, Zorio was a comic and a roommate of mine. But
I actually had sex with that dude.
Yeah, you did. You fuck anybody.
Yeah. His balls are massive.
So,
wait, can you grab more beer?
Is
there more beer?
We were friends when this whole thing started.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hey, my lease is ending. And he was like, come live with me. He used to ask me for like lady advice. Dude, he's a sweet guy. Like, we were mad at each other for a long time, but he had a lot of good tendencies. Not a loyal dude. So I was dating this girl. She was a fucking smoke show. I know, he already told us. She was a fucking smoke show. And he would always be like, she's so hot, this, that, and the other. And me and her broke up because she had some mental issues. Like, she was a fucking lunatic. But
you have a type.
Yeah, dude. Hot, tattooed, normally bartender or stripper that is fucking batshit crazy. But this girl wasn't a bartender or stripper. She works in like logistics. If she could get past the jealousy that she had, we would be together to this day. But me and her break up over something dumb. And then one day this guy, Thomas, comes back. We're living together. And he goes, I said something. And he goes, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to spend a bunch of money on lottery tickets. And she had been talking about how she wanted to buy like a bunch of lottery tickets to like try to win it. And he's a very pragmatic, cheap guy. And the second he said that, I was like, you're hanging out with my ex? And he's like, what? No. And I was like, dude, fucking, I like cornered him. I was going to beat him up. And he was like, okay, dude, she's going through a bad breakup right now. I'm like, yeah, it's me, motherfucker. Like,
yeah, we broke up. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I was like, he's like, I just went to get tea with her. Weirdly enough, I called her. I was like, you fucking piece of shit. You're always jealous of me. And then the moment I fucking stop talking to you, you hang out with my roommate. And she's like, you know, she goes, I'm not going to fuck Zora. Come on, dude. Like, obviously, I'm not. Like, and I was like, part of me was like, yeah, you're not, because fucking he's Oreo. But another part of me was like, hey, that's my fucking roommate. Like, I was like defensive of him.
This is my friend. Don't say mean shit about him.
But one thing led to another, and I was like, I'm coming over. And then we ended up dating for like another year. Like, we got back together. And part of me thinks that she's so manipulative that she was like, Zora will let it slip, and then he'll be back in my life, you know?
Yeah. She was like, who's the guy that'll piss him off the most?
But weirdly enough, during that time, I wouldn't stay at my house because I'd be staying with her. Yeah. And he would like Airbnb my room out to Celia. And one morning I came over to grab more clothes, and I was like, fuck, did I not make my bed? And then I like moved and it was
So
her
you
in the
realized
bed. I was like,
pile
what
of clothes
the
was
fuck,
me.
dude? I thought it was just like a pile of clothes on my bed or something.
Instead of sleeping.
I still have that blanket I stole from you.
Yeah, that's fine. So are we wrapping down 2 minutes?
Yeah.
2 minutes. Shit.
Do you do anything to like look at the camera and say how much you love your mom or whatever?
No.
Yeah.
But
please.
yeah, where can people find you online?
Oh, dude. Rob Maebe, Maebe. It's some variation of Rob Maebe on TikTok, Instagram, all that. So Instagram is rob.maebe. TikTok and Facebook is Rob Maebe without the dot. I had an Instagram account canceled. My Twitter is Maybe Rob. I've had 3 Twitter accounts canceled. And my Snapchat's Rob Maybe, but only do that if you're trying to get into some hoe shit. I don't comedy wise I don't use Snapchat, but if you want to send me a picture of your
He's not afraid to
pussy.
eat your pussy on his friend's couch, ladies.
That's not fun. Yeah, I will do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Or your friend's
Christian.
couch. Yeah, like a good Christian
Christian.
male. I love crazy girls. Send me pictures in horizontal stripes if you're going to Snapchat me. If it's anything related to comedy, I'll just block you.
Yeah.
That's what Instagram's for.
So lead with the horizontal stripes.
Yeah.
But
Fuck yeah.
yeah, and this episode doesn't come out till December, right?
Oh, perfect. My dad's birthday.
I think, because we're on 11 right now.
It's September now, so yeah.
So we
You
had
just put one out a
then we have
month?
October, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not put them out every week?
So I'm busy.
Yeah, but bank like 4 of them a month.
Yeah, well, that was the plan. We were going to bank 4. But then, yeah, there was time parameters and traffic and shit. But yeah, that's why your episode comes out in December. 'Cause I
Yeah,
have 2
December,
episodes.
right
Yeah.
before the new year and the end of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I just got real like conspiracy theorist? 2025 doesn't exist.
Yeah. The calendars don't go that far.
It's a lie by the liberal media.
But do you have any? You don't have anything probably going on in December yet, right?
Oh, not that I know of.
Okay. Eric, what about you?
Follow my social media for anything that I'll have. It'll be there. Eric Biggs Comedy. Eric Biggs does stuff on YouTube. And, of course, follow the Birthday Boys.
Birthday boys!
Who
Fucking-
produces this podcast?
Yeah, it's the shit. You'll see me and JP getting drunk a bunch. It's awesome. But what about you, Celia?
I don't think I have anything in December as of now. But follow me at Celia, CELIA_A_Graham, GRAM. In my defense, I was a drug dealer when I made that.
Yeah.
But I say that every time.
I know you
But
do.
that's why.
You're 11 episodes in at this point. I think the audience knows.
Yeah. I don't have that many. Like, I don't know how many are repeat. Like, they're in charge of the analytics.
Yeah.
But
I'm in charge.
It's literally just me watching
Yeah,
it
JP.
200 times, just so you guys know.
Hector
just do it from
just puts
different
it on for
places.
his dog so he doesn't feel alone at the house.
That's nice.
But yeah, so yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
think that's it. You can find my YouTube channel, Celia Contreras Comedy. Just type it in, and it's a Day of the Dead face.
Fuck yeah.
What do you have going on in December?
Nothing.
Or I
else.
mean now.
now
Today.
today,
Which
it's
is December.
September. Or it's December.
Yes, it's December.
It's not December.
Yeah, but it will when this episode comes out.
Okay, well now he has to do all this fucking editing.
Terminator timeline.
All right. Well, good episode.
I feel like I made it weird. If you want to be made more weird, please follow me on things.
Yeah.
Birthday boys.
Follow Rob. Follow Eric. If you're a sub, follow JP.
Yep. With the good hair.
Yeah. You can also
JP
follow
with the good hair.
Hector,
You're a
but he was not
dom?
a
We
part
could
of
have talked
this.
about that for hours.
Yeah.
Please join me on my podcast. Shut up, bitch.
He's where I learned the term switch from.
Yeah.
And if I recall, I kicked your asses at that drinking contest. Yeah, boo. Yay, me. Okay. But yeah, this has been Surviving with Celia. Please subscribe to the Birthday Boys channel. And if you can subscribe to my channel too, that'd be great.